Okay, so I think I've made this video probably like 3 or 4 times now, and I always either delete it or I don't upload it for whatever various reasons. Typically because I've forgotten, but like this one in particular is kind of weird. But I've been guided to talk about it a number of times. God, that looks weird. So this was back in August. It was during the Perseids meteor shower. And I was up on the mountain. And I was just enjoying the freaking meteor shower. I mean, I was really up there to just stay up there, like to sleep and everything. But, you know, there happened to be a meteor shower. So, you know, free TV kind of thing. So I'm looking up at the sky. I was on the phone the whole time. So I gotta focus. And I'm typically not on the phone, like at all. But this time I was on the phone with somebody, and I was on the phone for like a long time. Anyway, so how it happened was there were two big things that happened during this time that I was on the phone. So I was describing what I was seeing in the sky, like, you know, I saw like a really orange meteorite with a pink, like, or salmon colored kind of tail on it, and then I saw like a really bright blue, but had a turquoise color to it. And I was describing what I was seeing in the sky. So, and I was on the phone. During the course of the conversation, something landed behind my car. I couldn't see it like straight on, but my peripheral kept picking it up. And the reason I know this is real is because of the way I saw it. I saw it like it was going through time and space. That's how I saw it. Like it was big too. But I have a feeling it was much bigger than what I saw. But it was like I could only perceive of so much of it. This was very strange. And to visually look at this thing, I don't remember if I uploaded this video or not. To visually look at this thing, it was scary. Like, it was freaky. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, at first I was like, oh. When I was standing outside of the car, I'd been watching the meteor shower. You know, Bella's in the car. And the first thing I think to myself was like, you know, God, Bella's in the car. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what it's gonna do. I don't know any of that. Like, I'm tripping out. Like, I'm not feeling comfortable at all. And then I thought, we'll do a vibe check, you know? Check the energy, because it's much harder to deceive someone on an energetic level. You can, but it's much, much, much much more difficult. So I did an energy check. Like, I checked the vibes, and it was fine. Like, this thing was actually concerned about the fact that I was scared, and then it was embarrassed that I saw it. And I thought, that's kind of interesting. I mean, no demon that I've ever met ever gives a shit about how I feel, let alone, like, you know, this thing didn't want me to be afraid, in other words. So I thought, okay. Like I said, it was embarrassed that I saw it. It was like a diss on its skills that I saw this thing, and I saw it. Like, I saw it with my eyes. Like, I saw this thing. Like I said, it was like, I would look at it full on, and it would just look like, but I could see it better. Do you like that sound effect? I could see it better out of my peripheral vision when I didn't, like, focus on it. It reminded me of this thing that my little brother told me about. It was, I never watched the show, he did, but, I think it was Doctor Strange or Doctor Who, I don't remember which, and there were these creatures in this storyline. I don't know much about it, like I said, I never watched it, but they disappeared as soon as you looked at them, or as soon as you looked away from them. Like, as soon as you weren't looking at them, you'd forget that they even existed. which, like, this kind of reminded me of that. This thing followed me around, and it's still with me. It followed me around, especially up on the mountain, and I could perceive of it really clearly because I wasn't used to it yet. And also because we weren't used to each other, is what I should say. Now we've spent enough time around each other, me and this thing, whatever it is. I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely from a different dimension, that's for sure. It was like, for a while, I felt like I had someone, like, looking over my shoulder all the time, like, all the time. Not from afar, from, like, right here. Observing me, observing every fucking thing I did, everything I said, every breath, everything. And then, like, I got used to it. It's never been a bad thing. In fact, like, my intuition has gone off the hook crazy, like, in everything. I don't know what the smelling is. I forget what the name for smelling thing is, but, like, clairsentience, clairaudience, all kinds of things. I've always been a very intuitive person, but, like, wow. Really, though. Yeah. Nice car. It's a really nice car. I don't know. Something Impala, way Impala. Yeah. It's so beautiful today. It's a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful day. I don't know how well you can see that. That's all my stuff. But, like, you know, it's a beautiful view. The beach right now, obviously. You can hear the waves. But, okay, so there was that thing. So I saw the thing, right? Like, it was there. And I was talking to the person I was on the phone with. I'm sure they think I'm crazy, which is fine. I don't care. I'm used to that. I don't think he believed me. And it felt like there was something happening. Like, it felt like there was something, like, big happening. Like, big. I can't explain that. But, I mean, because nothing was happening. But, like, this felt big. Whatever it was global. It was big. No. Excuse me. So, the other thing that happened was, like I mentioned, I was on the phone the whole time. Oh. Excuse me. Pardon me. And, me and the other person, like I told you, I was describing the things I was seeing in the sky. 20 minutes later, not according to any clock. We weren't looking at clocks. We were on the phone, but we weren't looking at our phones. But 20 minutes later, to my perception and his, hey, he starts describing the things he's seeing in the sky. And it was the same, thing. Hey, don't eat my clothes or the blanket. You can have your toy. You can have that. You're just too close to this for comfort. Stop. Stop it. Nugget. Give me duck. Give me duck, dog. But this was different. Like, the perception, you're too close to the blankets. It makes me uncomfortable. Don't. I know you get going and it's all over. Now, I know that people's perception and time can be very different. I know all of that, but considering the other things that happened that night, wow, like, what? So, 20 minutes passed from the time, there's a time difference between us. Me and this person, we're an hour different in time zones. But that shouldn't fucking matter. Because we weren't looking at clocks, like I said. So what does it matter? It doesn't matter about the clock thing. But both of us perceived 20 minutes a night. 20 minutes. Totally sober. Totally, like, everything. 20 minutes. He said 20 minutes. He had perceived 20 minutes to pass by, too. I thought, wow, that's weird. At first I thought maybe he was lying to me, or I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe he's tripping out, because why would it be 20 minutes? Like, if you were looking at a clock, I could see that the time, the moon would rise at 6 o'clock in one place and 7 o'clock in the other. Right? But like there's no way. 20 minutes difference. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it doesn't make logical sense. I mean, what? It's just still, now, I've had other things happen to me that are connected, and I know that they are. Hey, take it easy, Moo. I mean it, Peanuts. Take it easy. You're losing your mind, and you're just too close for comfort to the blankets. Yeah, no. So, one of the other things... Willful child. Hey! One of the other things is, okay, so another time, I think I talked about this on this YouTube channel. Another time I was recording my dreams. Like, I tend to record them like a voice recording rather than write them down or whatever, because I gotta turn on a fucking light and all to, get a pen and, remember how to write and all that kind of thing. So 11:33 on the clock when I said that. So okay, I see now. So I didn't want to keep doing that because it was waking my brain up too much. Hey, careful. And so I started recording them, fucking voice memos, whatever the fuck, recording them on the phone. So now I have a clock on my car, of course, like most people do, and it's off by an hour. So it's never, it's only been like the right time, maybe like 6 months out of the year that I've had this car, or something like that. So I record my dream voice memo, and this recording was 40 minutes long, hands down. Like, I have the recording 40 minutes long, no question about it. So, but I remember I turned the car on, and I looked at the clock, and it was 2:22. I don't remember what time it was, but let's just say for this explanation's sake, it was 2:22. I took a picture of this too on my phone. This is how crazy this was. Again, and this was like a couple months later this happened, but it had been happening to me a lot in many ways, even with sound. Anyway, time was distorting, and I could tell that it was happening. So I turned my car on. I don't remember why I turned it on, but I saw the clock was 2:22. Hey. Then I go to turn the car off, and I moved something on the dashboard, and I could see the time on the car, and it was 2:33, but 40 minutes had passed. Hey, stop it. What are you doing? Stop. Don't obsess on the bed. Don't. But so 40 minutes had passed on my recording, yet only 10 minutes had passed on my car clock. I know how that sounds. Oh, maybe you just saw it. Bella, stop, honey, please. Maybe you didn't see it properly or whatever the fuck. I thought that too, and I've thought that many times about many things, that maybe I just was mistaken, maybe, and I'm not looking for things to mean something. I really don't need them to. But it keeps happening. Maybe I missaw it, I don't know, but I know what I saw on that car clock. I know what I saw. And I know how long my recording was. I know how long it was. I wasn't distracted. I wasn't talking to anyone. And I was talking, but I wasn't on the phone. I wasn't, nothing. Totally sober. And, Bella, stop. You are being such a rascally rabbit. Oh, yummy duck. But yeah, I mean, that was the second time, and that was like, I couldn't prove the first time, but you know what I mean? Like, I know that I experienced this. And like, throughout my life, I've had times, a lot of times, where like time felt like it was going like really slow or really fast, you know, relative to other times, I guess. But it's been happening so much lately. So much and so often. And we're to the point where other people are involved. And not only that, but they notice it too. So, you know, how I'm impacting other people's timelines is unknown to me at this point. I'm not really sure how that works. So during that meteor shower, I had the time perception difference, 20 minutes from the time I saw what was going on in the sky to the time he saw it. What? 20 whole minutes, like 20 minutes. The fuck? From the time that I saw it to the time he saw it, and like, you have to understand, these things happen really fast. It was there and it was gone. I saw some crazy shit in the sky that night. But like, the gnarly thing that I saw, you know, the thing landing behind my car, just wasn't there, and then it was there. You know, and the way it moved, like, it was moving so fast, I could barely perceive of it. Barely. It looked like shadow on shadow is what it looked like. It didn't look like anything really. I mean, it had a body, but it was super tall, and it looked kind of like Aliens. You know that movie? You know? Like, it looked like that. Like, it had a big, long, tall, like, head, and it was, like, I didn't see any detail of that, but it was uncomfortably big and, like, freaky looking. Like, not human or humanoid or any such fucking thing. Like, not at all. No. And unless I had done a vibe check, I would have just stood there probably, like, scared, because this thing was visually terrifying. Oh, totally. Totally fucking visually terrifying. So, anyway, I've been guided to talk about this a number of times. I haven't done it. I haven't been making videos very much at all lately. I've been more on like an emotional trip of like, you know, healing. I don't know. I like doing shadow work. I mean, it doesn't always feel so great in the moment, but like, you know, it's good for me. But, I've been like, you know, more like dealing with like I said, like emotional stuff, rather than like the more analytical part of my mind. And I know what I just described doesn't sound anything like analytical fucking anything. I know it sounds like, oh, some nut job is talking about, you know, some alien experience. Yeah, I mean, I've been looking up at the sky my entire life. I have never had any kind of extraterrestrial experience. Not like that. Nothing like that. I've seen some interesting things that I can't explain. I wouldn't say what they are one way or the other, because I can't explain what I saw. You know, if I talk to more people that maybe know more than me, you know, maybe they could explain what I saw. But I personally do not know. But this thing, I almost said last night. This thing, maybe somebody saw what I saw last night. This thing that landed behind my car, this thing was real. I had seen things like it before. Other things like it. And to me, it seemed like time would stretch out on itself when these things appeared. Like, what I could visually see them is what I mean. Like, I could, like, they're around all the time. All the time. Bella. Yeah. But the visual manifestation of them, like to the point where you can really feel it and you can actually see it, I've seen that many times. And I've seen some horrible shit, and I've seen some awesome shit, and I've seen a lot of shit that's neutral. Like, not neutral, but it's not like some epic horrible, you know, evil thing, or some great, like, angelic, divine, you know, divine angelic thing. Like, you know, a lot of the angels that I've seen have been terrifying, visually terrifying creatures. And not exactly what's described in the Bible either. Hey, stop. Some things don't seem like they fit into any clear-cut category. I'm not sure. You know, that's why discernment is such a great gift, because discernment of spirits is really a great gift from the Holy Spirit, no doubt. It truly is. Some spirits are downright just questionable all the way through. That's the truth. Some are just fucked up and you don't want anything to do with them. Bella. But a lot of them. And it is tricky, so to speak, because God tells us very clearly that, you know, because you are neither hot nor cold, but are lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. So we don't want to be, you know, we don't want to be lukewarm. We don't want to be in the middle. We want to be, well, really, you know, we want to be on fire for the Lord. We want to be hot. But my point is that a lot of the spirits that and I don't summon them. They come to me. I don't ask for them. I don't invoke them. Often I don't talk to them. They talk to me. It's rarely a two-way conversation. But I'm aware of a lot of things, but I don't commune with them. I don't talk to them. But the whole thing about spirits, and there's a lot of them, it's not as clear cut and defined as people would have you believe it is. And I'm not saying there's any gray area. All I'm saying is that it's not as easily definable as people say it is. It's just not. Anyone who's walked in between worlds knows that that's true. Anyone who walks there regularly knows it's for certain. It's certainly true. It's just most people want to define things as usually, like, you know, they're using a very dualistic way of looking at things. It's either good or it's bad. It's either good or evil. It's either dark or light. It's one or the other. And things are rarely like that. And personally, I've always looked at things like, you know, a pillow is a great thing to lay your head on at night. It you know, comforts your head. You know, it cradles your neck. But, like, if that motherfucking pillow is being held over your head, that's not a good thing. 23, 24 on the clock when I say that. So, you know, like, yeah, no. You can always think about, you know, think of a time or a circumstance or an instance in which that thing that you love so much or you think is so great is not a great thing. So, like, in other words, the balance of things is important, of course. So anyway, I was supposed to talk about that. I don't know why. I don't know who needed to hear that about my alien encounter. No fucking idea. I'm sure whoever watches this channel thinks I'm strange as it is. But, like, whatever. And I am strange. But, like, not in any bad ways. I don't think. But, yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I was supposed to say. I don't think so. Nothing else is coming up. Yeah, that time perception thing, that's a real thing. Like, that's a real, like, it... On my phone, I remember 40 minutes of recording, but only 10 minutes had passed. And it was like 30 minutes. Where did 30 minutes go? idea. Very strange. All kinds of other weird shit too. Things that I could prove. A lot of it I can't. But a lot of it I can prove. Like a lot. Anyhow, I don't know who needed to hear that or why. But like a lot of the things that are happening to us are real. Not all of it. Like for instance, I heard this, well, it doesn't prove that it's not real, but how rare it is. So when I was living in Napomo, there was this noise. I mean, what the fuck, right? And I'm a bass junkie. I've always loved bass. So like lower frequency or lower hertz sounds, I pick up on them. I mean, they travel through air and the ground and water and everything else to a greater extent than high-pitched sounds. So it stands to reason that would happen. But anyway, this noise, and it was everywhere. I couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from. It was everywhere, but it was nowhere. It's very strange sound. It was a very low-pitched hum, like somebody had their bass on somewhere. You couldn't tell where it was coming from. It's like it was too far away to tell or something. But I mean, I walked the neighborhood. I could not find this fucking noise. But it was coming from everywhere and nowhere. Very strange. So, this noise was like, it was bothering me. It was keeping me awake at night. Like, I felt nauseous. I felt awful. And I didn't know how to clear my energy. There were a lot of things I didn't know how to do. And so I was suffering from hearing this noise. And like, it seemed like nobody else heard it. Like, that was the kicker. Was like, nobody else could fucking hear this noise. And I was like, it was making me feel like I was crazy. You know, and I knew I wasn't crazy. But like, you hear a noise that nobody else is hearing. And nobody else is there to validate what you're experiencing. You're going to start feeling like maybe you're not okay. You know? So I found this. I'd been listening. I always listen to a lot of like isotronic and or isochronic, and binaural beats on my phone, and like, you know, just like other things that are like rhythmic and whatever. So I found this frequency on YouTube of all places. Like I don't remember what I was looking for. I can post the video to my channel to like create a post for it. But this is the fearing frequency, and it's very low. It's very, very low. I thought maybe like people were doing like pest control in the area or something, and like maybe this was a frequency that like, because it's like ultra low frequencies, like extremely low frequencies, like elves, you know. But like, this was something else. This fearing frequency, I'm not sure people use it for rodents or like, you know, pest control or whatever, but like, I was really hearing this noise. I was able to record it, but I couldn't, like, and people would hear it when I played the recording back, of course. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. But not when they were on scene, like when they were there. Only certain people could hear it, and like nobody that I met could hear it in person. Like the people I was talking to in person, they couldn't hear it. So like, but anyway, I found another thing on YouTube about how extremely rare it is to hear that noise, and I guess like most people never hear it. And I'm like, I am baffled by that. Like, what is it? Don't know. Some other things are occurring to me about what happened to me in Momo. Anyway, take care of yourselves. I hope that story helps someone. I don't know. I don't know what it's like. I don't know. But I hope that it helps. Maybe people are telling you you're crazy or something. And like, the truth of it is, you're probably not. The things that are going on in our world right now are so incredibly fucking incredible and just amazing and like really truly special. And so anyway, think that's all I have to say for right now. Love, blessings, compassion, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.